so that's a good thing. Up, it's time to live stream. Here we go. Starting the show.
Good kid. Hi.
You're watching PTZOptics Live, a 1080p broadcast available exclusively on YouTube Live every Friday, streaming at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Broadcast quality made affordable. Thank you for tuning in.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the PTZOptics Live show. We're so glad you're here. And William Warfield from PrepSpin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Paul. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Thank you for all the great footage you sent us of your live streaming production. It's really cool. As you guys may know, we live stream every Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And this week we are going, oh, by the way, don't forget to hit the like button to help us with our charitable donations. We donate to charity every Friday. We sum it up over the whole month, and just by hitting the like button, you're helping us donate an additional $1 to the Susquehanna Valley CASA, helping children in need who are in the court system and may need to get adoptions. You may have missed, our NDI cameras are out, but I won't dig right into them. There's plenty of information out there. I want to start today's show off with a segment from Tess.
Hi, friends. Paul's going to turn the music down.
Oopsie daisy.
Oh my gosh.
Every time.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with having a little ambiance in the, housekeeping section of the show. So today, your social media update. First, I want to say a special thank you and welcome to the family to our newest Facebook user group members. It's a great place to find those who have a similar interest in you and be part of a community. If you haven't joined yet, head to facebook.com/groups/PTZOpticsPals and join the conversation. It never ends, and it's pretty crazy and fun. Something new that we're going to start doing is the Instagram post of the week. We are going to, whoever tags PTZOptics, hashtag PTZOptics, or at PTZOptics, share your photos of our cameras and products in action. This week we have Diamond Vision Inc. Using our camera in a church. And even if you just want to share something fun that you think that we might appreciate that you're doing, go ahead and tag us and we'll share it live on the show. Last thing, we are going to start off today with a Facebook Live reaction question. Are we ready for that, Paul?
Yes, we are. Here we go.
Okay, so today we are doing, Facebook or football or baseball. Sorry. We were between baseball and basketball. Football and baseball it is, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So baseball would be a heart, and football would be a ha-ha. There was no easy way to change those emojis, but let us know what your favorite American sport is.
Go ahead. If you're watching on YouTube and want to participate, you can click the link in the description to access Facebook to answer that question.
And then the last thing is welcome to the family, Amanda Lohr, Kurt Grimes, Jim McGowan, Rudy Flores, Wayne Backard, Sir J. Maluk, my mother, Eileen Richards, Lutz Kunis, and Larry Masters. Those are all the latest members.
It's always nice when you can have your mom as your main fan.
My mom is on there. Our latest Facebook user group members. So we're jumping right into this because we have so much incredible stuff to talk about today. You ready to take William into the lightning round, Tess?
Let's do it. Let's get in the lightning round. All right, coffee or tea?
Definitely tea.
Tea. Mac or PC?
I used to be a Mac guy, but vMix has definitely changed me back to a PC guy.
That'll do it to you. We hear that a lot. Apple or Android?
I'm an iPhone user, so I have to say Apple on the mobile phones.
Isn't that funny? Because we're kind of similar. Paul and I both use Apple iPhones, but Windows computers. Okay, favorite book, if you have one.
That's a tough one. To be honest with you, I don't read very much, because I'm always doing stuff online.
And we're in video production, so sometimes we have a habit of being more video-centered, so I can forgive you for that. Do you have a favorite movie?
Favorite movie of all time, Forrest Gump, no doubt.
Love Forrest Gump. That's a great one. Favorite candy?
Skittles.
Skittles is a good one. Finally, if you could go back to any place in history, where and when would you go?
I think I would go to, Hit Town, USA, back when Motown was starting up. So back, late 50s, early 60s. Just that musical era right there. It's just special, in my heart anyway.
Yeah, that's one I've never heard on this show, so that's a good one. All right, you made it through.
Cool. So we have an exciting agenda today, and William, the first thing I wanted to ask you about is just tell us a little bit about your company, PrepSpin, which is the digital sports network that you've created.
Yeah, so PrepSpin was started back in 2013. It was an idea that came to me after being laid off by a company that was similar to what we're doing with PrepSpin, which was basically going out and recruiting high schools to stream games and do it on their own. However, but yeah, PrepSpin was basically a spinoff of that, where instead of asking the high schools to go out and stream it, we go out and do it for them and do it professionally and make it a TV-like broadcast. So that's really how PrepSpin started. Now, I do got experience before that, dating back to 2007, of how we got streaming and things like that, Paul, that I'd like to share with everybody as well. Because it's kind of crazy how I even got into the streaming, business, so to speak. And back in 2007, I had a boss. I was working full-time as a marketing director, and my boss was like, hey, I'm going to California next week, and I need to find out a way that I can hear my son play baseball. And they were broadcasting on the local radio. So I called the local radio station up and asked them, I said, is there a way that I can maybe take the transmission of your broadcast, put it over a cell phone or something like that, just so he can hear his son play? And they agreed. But instead of doing it over a cell phone, we ended up, basically Googling how we could do it over the internet. And we came up with this thing called IceCast at the time. And IceCast was basically the light bulb that went off for me. And we started audio streaming. I took that broadcast, made it available online. He was able to pick it up in California. And the rest, as they say, is history.
That's a really interesting story, and it's kind of cool that the radio station allowed you to do that just by calling them up. But if you don't take risks, you never know.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was good friends with the guy at the radio station, and it helps to have friends. Yeah. And it was a private stream, so it wasn't like something we made public out there for everybody. Mm-hmm. It was just basically something, a link that he could go to, that he could hear the game. I was basically picking it up off of a radio, taking the output out of the headphone, and then putting it into the computer and streaming it over IceCast to him to a private link. And it all worked out great. And when the light bulb went off, I was like, because I had already started up a sports blog at the time, and I was covering the local high schools, in my county. And I was like, man, if I could do that for him, I can make one of these links public and stream it for everybody, do some play-by-play. And so we started audio streaming based off his idea to stream his son's game while he was on business trip in California.
That's a really great startup story. And I bet you that there's a lot of pull for that.
Really cool. And I cannot wait to get into this next topic, which is the tech setup, because you have so many cool ideas. Especially if I was a sports broadcaster, I would be watching what you're doing. I have some videos I can play. Just let me know how you want to take this. But you have got a cool tech setup, and I guess maybe we should just show maybe one of your videos and on mute, and you can just kind of explain what we're looking at.
Sure.
So here's William here. This is your vMix setup, and you're in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, I'm actually taking the video, so I'm behind the camera there. We've got one of our student interns that is learning how to run the production for us. And Ryan is his name, and Ryan's doing a great job there with vMix. We've got all of our camera angles. We were running 4 cameras that day. We had a center field camera, which is a PTZ camera in center field. We had first and third, and then We also have our main camera, which is behind home plate. That we call it it chases the ball. So wherever the ball goes, that camera goes. So Ryan is doing that. The screen on his left that you really can't see because of his head there is our replay screen. So we got dual monitors, and the vMix replay is in action as well.
Very cool. I think watching somebody else learn how to use vMix is taking Tess back to her early vMix days.
I was like, oh, look, there's a student learning how to use vMix, and I like seeing it.
I want to say for the record, too, that recently I was basically taking, I had a Blackmagic video switcher that we had hooked up there at the stadium, and we were taking our inputs into that and then basically taking the extra outputs and taking those into our video card so that we could do the replay and all that good stuff. But we totally eliminated that, and this is totally a vMix production at the stadium now.
Wow.
That
I
is
imagine
so
there's a
cool.
lot of pressure between switching from shots, producing a live sports event. It's making me a little nervous.
Yeah, this is going out to minorleaguebaseball.com, so people are paying to watch it. And, as they pay to watch it, we definitely are engaged in giving them the greatest broadcast possible. And, it's really helped us out. We become a professional crew from it there, working with the students that do help us. And, several Sports Center top 10s have been made with our vMix production of minor league baseball.
That is awesome.
Really?
Good for you guys.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So our next topic, I'm just going to keep this flowing because we have so much to talk about. We've hardly even scratched the surface yet. We talked a little bit about your video setup, but let's talk about, I think, your wireless gear, which I think is really, really cool. I don't know if we have any videos to show it off, but I think there's a little bit here and there. I'll try to show it off. But explain to us what you're doing with wireless. Maybe this would be a good chance to talk about your vMix call in action.
Yeah, so I was, paying attention. I saw on the New Tech blog one day that they were doing some distant cameras with the Ubiquiti products, which is the, point-to-point antennas. And again, a light bulb goes off when you see something like that, because they're taking 2 miles away from where they're doing their broadcast at, and they're able to send that video over those Ubiquiti antennas to get back into their production using the NDI at the time. I'll be honest with you, I haven't had a lot of luck with the NDI yet. We've had some issues here and there, especially at the stadium. But what's been a game changer for us is the vMix call. So we're able to take an Android phone at the stadium, and we're able to go anywhere in the stadium using 3 of those Ubiquiti access points. And we got one that's installed behind home plate. It's our main access point. We got one at first base down in the corner, one at third base down in the corner. And basically the first and third base Ubiquiti access points are repeaters of that main access point that's in the middle. So we got full stadium coverage of our access point that we are able to pick up Wi-Fi and send that signal back from a selfie stick that's roaming. We call it the fan cam, but it's roaming all over the stadium, and it sends the picture there. You see it there, as a matter of fact, on the video. With that's microphone Mike, and he's talking with the crowd, talking about the fan cam, and it just works out beautifully for us right now. And if we can ever get the NDI working with the new update that they come out with, it's possible that we might switch back over that. But vMix call, has been a game changer for us.
Well, that is one of the coolest views of vMix call that I've ever seen.
It's definitely
in use.
the most unique application I think I've seen of vMix call. To see it out in the wild like that.
So
Pulling in
cool.
actual camera feed.
It has truly been a game changer for us. We've done so much, and especially in minor league baseball where budgets are little due to, hey, it's minor league baseball. These guys are trying to make it, and the families that own the teams that own the stadiums and run the business, and they're on a tight budget as well. So they had a wireless camera. They were using an old standard definition wireless camera that they were using. That went down on them, and ironically, vMix call comes out and saves the day. So we can't thank Martin and Tim enough for that. For helping us out with that.
So cool. So the next thing we have here, and we can take this any direction you want, but from talking to you, you seem to have a passion for high school sports in particular. Can you tell us a little bit about high school sports and what you do there?
Yeah, so I mentioned the company that I had worked for, previously to creating PrepSpin and making PrepSpin the leader in high school sports. What we did is the KHSA, which is the association over the state of Kentucky, they were being streamed. All their games were being streamed with that particular company that I worked for before. And when they kind of went out of business, they really didn't have anywhere to go, so they asked me, come into their office one day, and that's that was one of my first major clients right there, was the Kentucky High School Athletic Association. So we've really taken a lot of pride, honoring and showcasing these athletes that go out there and work hard each and every day. We've created not only PrepSpin, but we've also got PrepSpin does a lot of the regular season, some of the postseason stuff. But KHSAA.TV is another website that we send all of our streams to, and that particular site for the state championship sites, it's a pay-per-view site that we've created for the KHSA that's just amazing.
Wow.
But yeah,
Really
high school sports definitely is our passion here at PrepSpin. It's been our mission from day one to highlight student athletes, get them some exposure.
I was just gonna
help them get into college through our coverage, and we've had a countless number of student athletes that's been able to, instead of having to send a DVD out to a college coach to take a look at them, they send a link to that college coach, and the college coaches have had a very good response to that.
Amazing.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I was going to say, I imagine this helps them, some of them be found and hopefully get, scholarships for college, which is a great advantage.
Yeah, I mean, there's been countless number of students and parents that have came up to us and say, hey, you guys helped us get into the door with this particular college, because those college coaches, they can't make it to the games. As a matter of fact, there's been a recent a study put out there where only 2% of your games will you get viewed by a college coach, because their season's going on normally at the same time your season is going on, so they really don't have time to get out there. So with the new digital video, with the instant replays and creating the highlights as the game's going on, and tweeting those out, we've been able to help a lot of students get into college through our coverage.
Right. It's amazing. So basically that leads us into major league sports. Where do you guys fit in that genre? And, I guess you said high school was your favorite. How do you feel about the major league sports?
High school, like I said, is our passion, and that's really what PrepSpin's built off of, is the high school sports. Now, I talked about exposure for the student athletes. Well, that exposure also has happened for us. I've met a couple people through doing high school sports here in Lexington, Kentucky. People that worked for guys like Jim Host, which is an icon in college sports. Actually, he's a Hall of Famer. But he was one of the guys that first started up all the big time marketing. Matter of fact, college sports probably wouldn't be what it is today without Jim Host and his involvement into taking local radio and making it this big money maker, like SEC Network and things like that you have now, that really go after these colleges and put a big marketing factor on them. So, but guys that have worked for him have also helped us out. A guy named Brooks Downing, for example, that owns a company called BD Global Sports, has basically hired us to do a lot of his big-time college events. So last year we did 50 Division I college basketball games, streaming it, and again with our vMix softwares. It's almost like a commercial here for vMix. I understand that, but again, it's been a game changer for us.
Right, there's no doubt about that. And if that's what you use, that's what you use, and that's
I love it. Yeah, I mean, we've used Wirecast in the past as well too. And we love Wirecast as well. But vMix is almost like the TriCaster, which we have. We own 2 TriCasters, by the way, and they're at some of our local schools because they got video boards and they use them for that. But to me, vMix is more like TriCaster than anything because of the way that it operates. And it's really simple, but I love the fact that you can build your own systems with it.
Yeah. Yeah. With the growth of live streaming and especially the push for live streaming, I feel like things are probably going to just expand for you, which is amazing. Because I can, especially in the high school arena, I can see parents just not being able to make it to their games, and like you said, colleges wanting to have a chance to see potential prospects, and this is a great way to do it. And live streaming is also something that's on people's minds right now.
Yeah.
So where do you see the future with PrepSpin?
Well, again, it's about the student athletes and helping them get the exposure, but it also connects families. We've been fortunate enough to have, kids that play football, and their dads serving in the Army overseas, for example, in Afghanistan recently. And they are able to watch their son play. And, that really is rewarding when you can do something like that. Something that, seems small, but it's huge, and connecting families from, parents that can't make it to a son's game. That's big time. Grandparents that haven't been able to watch their grandchildren play. That's really what it's all about for us. As far as the future of streaming sports, everything's going to an app now. So I see, that just growing and growing. I think we're really just at the tip of the iceberg right now. I don't think that it's going to slow down anytime soon. It's definitely the future of the television.
Well, William, we have so much more to talk about. You have your own show that I want to talk about. I know you're a computer builder. You've got some custom PCs we're going to show. So let me run the credits. We'll talk about all that in the post-show, and we'll answer all the questions everybody has.
And that's all, folks. We appreciate your participation in the chat room and can't wait to host our next informative Q&A session. Your questions drive the conversation forward for live streaming professionals around the world. Until next time, happy streaming!